Mariners should have won that game, and like statistics actually agree with me. Had Mitch Haniger made that second out in the second or third inning, whichever inning, the third inning where the Braves went for 4, had he made that out, we go 1, 2, 3, and we win 2-1. And Emerson Hancock doesn't get pulled after 73 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. But the offense looked decent. We didn't strike out a lot. We only struck out 12 times. Um, but that's only 2 more times than we got hits. We had 10 hits, 2 RBI, 2 walks for a total of 12 base runners. We left 11 of those base runners on. Runners left in scoring position. Haggerty, France, everybody left runners in scoring position. We were 2 over 11 with runners in scoring position. That and Mitch Haniger is not a bad player. Mitch Haniger is a good player. He is one of the best players on our team with a 217 average and a 646 OPS. He did strike out 3 times and single-handedly potentially lose us the game with that error, but that's not what we're going to focus on because that error could have happened to any player. Any player can make an error, and you're not going to blame the player. Um, Emerson Hancock pitched all right, going 3 2/3, giving up 5 hits, 5 runs, only 1 earned, but he walked 4 and struck out 4. Those 4 walks hurt us. Having those walks is not good. We did go against Chris Sale, and I actually think the offense looked really good against Chris Sale, knocking him out after 5, he gave up 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, but he struck out 9, bringing his season ERA to a 3.44. Hancock is up to a 4.75. Mariners only gave up 6 hits, but they walked 5 and had the error that led to the multiple runs. I believe they actually had 2 errors, but it's not showing. Yeah, we had 2 errors. Hancock had a throwing error. Baseball is random. Baseball is weird. Anything could have happened after that Haniger hit. Just got confused there for a second. Or that Haniger blunder. Julio could have hit a home run today. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Julio though. I think he's been hanging out with Ichiro for a while, and Ichiro's just been like, you don't have to always swing for the fences. Just get on base. And when Julio gets on base, good things happen because Julio can steal. Julio is good at stealing bases. Um, I am super excited to see what Julio can do in the future. Um, when he can get better at playing in the cold weather in the early months of the season. Unfortunately, it's really his only third or fourth year playing in a place like Seattle. And I don't really know if Tacoma's kind of the same, but I don't think he had much time there. I can't really remember right now, especially remember the COVID season and everything. And he's from um, he's from South America, so he's got a lot going against him for starting hot. And I know Mariners fans want Julio to start hot, but unfortunately, it just looks like he's not gonna start hot. But he's actually been better this year than he was in 22 so far to start the season, which is good. Which is good because when Julio is good, the Mariners are good. Sebi Zavala actually had a couple of base hits today, which I was really happy to see. I think he had 1 hit and then he had 2 hits, scored 1 run, but he did have Luke Raley pitch in for him in the ninth, which actually that's a good decision. And he walked. Luke Raley walked. Um, Having Raley walk for Zavala that does do things because Sebi has like literally no speed on the base path. Plus, this is just my philosophy. Catchers shouldn't be stealing on the base paths because there is a risk of injury, and you only have usually 2 on a roster. And if your backup catcher gets hurt, you're not gonna be doing good. It's not gonna be fun. So hopefully we can figure something out with this situation with our offense because our defense and our pitching is really good. Yeah, Haniger made a mistake. Hancock made a mistake. Hancock gave up 5 walks. I think that does tell us what's going to happen when Brian Wu is back in a week or two. I think we have 2 more Hancock starts before Wu is back. But I think that tells us that that Hancock is going to be going back down to Triple A. and not be on long relief, which makes sense with the Mariners' philosophy of limiting innings in the first couple years in the majors, and having him develop more in AAA or even at AA, because of it being an offensive league in the Pacific Coast League. I just don't know what we do with that. I do think Emerson will be back with the big ball club in September for September call-ups, and obviously he's the first one if any of our starters have an injury concern or anything, or we want to do something to go to a six-man rotation. I wouldn't go to a six-man rotation. I think we'd be better off with Hancock in the bullpen if he stays on the major league team, just simply because he does show that he can actually go and do things. It's just he struggles going long. And I know that sounds weird, but he does struggle going long, and it's something that's got to be worked on. I think some time in maybe coming in long relief, like doing a bullpen day, having like him come in and pitch 3 innings, that might be perfect. Have him come in and pitch 3 innings, or have him be a starter that we know is going 3 innings on our off days, something like that, instead of just on our days leading into days off. But probably it's best to just get him the reps in double or triple A. That was a decent game. We lost the game. I'm not too upset about it. We trotted out a roster that was not necessarily our best roster because Cal was not catching. We had Emerson Hancock on the mound, and he's our starter number 6, and all of those things, which, it happens. And also, that was the best team in the league. We literally just went 4-2 against the best team in the league and the defending NL champions. Oh, and then we went 2-1 against the defending World Series champion Texas Rangers. Next game's Friday at Minute Maid Park in Houston. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See ya. I'll probably see you tomorrow for a video about just the off day and some stats and stuff. Go through things. I have one class and then a 7-hour break tomorrow.